Hello YouTube, it's Mr. Hen. I'm here with Queen V, Black and Grown in Glendale.
Yeah, hey there, good people. It is Queen V with Black and Grown in Glendale coming back at you with another video. We're so excited to be here with you guys. If you haven't done so already, please like, comment, subscribe to the page. And you know what? It's free. You don't have to pay about any of that. Just go ahead and do that. We would so appreciate it. We love you guys' comments. Continue to comment. We enjoy. We read all the comments. Right?
Yes.
So what are we talking about today? Wait, what are we talking about today?
I thought we were going to just answer some questions.
Yeah, okay, so this is something that happened. We started out talking about, okay, do we settle in a relationship? When you in a relationship, do you settle for something? Because oftentimes,
is it okay to settle? I mean,
yeah, is it okay to settle?
I think that in a relationship, everybody has to settle. I don't really call it settle. I call it more compromising than settling.
Ooh, we don't like that word compromise.
I don't like the word settling. That's
I don't know. So this is the thing. We were going back and forth on this conversation about this. And oftentimes we have these superficial things about relationships or what we want in a relationship. I want the man to be 6'1". I want him to have 6 digits. I think now it's 8 digits. They want the men to have 8 digits and stuff. But oftentimes that's superficial. And what comes along with that? With the guy that has 8 digits? You think you're gonna get just the best looking guy? You're gonna get everything that you want. So there's some things that you have to somewhat settle on if you want all those things, right? So we came up with some scenarios, right? And we're both gonna answer the question. So as we're answering the question, we want you guys to answer the question too. So we got our
questions.
We got our bucket here, our little lucky bucket here. So we have some of these scenarios of different people that you may or may not want to date. So we're gonna just discuss those as we go. So I'll pull them out. Okay, so the first one is a celebrity. Would you date a celebrity? So in essence, someone that you would have to live in their shadows all the time.
Me personally, I'm a person who would mind that.
You would?
I would not.
You would not, okay.
I would not mind that at all. I wouldn't mind taking just, I don't know, not the back seat, but not the front row. Because that only applies to what people see from the outside. Inside the home, I know that I would be the forefront of the household. Even though people looking on the outside in would look like, oh, this person's a celebrity, this person, you know what I mean? And they see them more in the limelight and we more just behind the scenes type of person.
Yeah.
I don't think that would bother me at all. As long as I know once we're in the house and it's me and that person, you know, I'm the man of that house and when she takes on the role as a woman, I take on the role as a man.
Yeah.
I don't see a problem. That wouldn't bother me. What about yourself?
I think I wouldn't mind it either because as long as that person was treating me well, but I don't know. I think eventually my insecurity may step in. It may become a problem. I'd be like, hey, how come I can't go? How come I can't be seen? Because sometimes there's some type of secrecy there, and I may have a problem later on.
Me myself, I don't think that I would always want to be having all the attention that a celebrity gets.
I can see that part though.
I'm not the type of person.
Yeah.
Because after a while, that would get on my nerves.
Because if you and I go somewhere, you're usually the one everyone's like, hey, Henry, and I'm just like, oh, I'm behind here, which is fine. I don't mind that. But it's not like you keep me a secret. It's not like you make it seem as if I'm not as important. You don't. So I think that would be the important part. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, the next one is, okay, so someone who does not get along with their family. They're a cool person, but they don't get along with their family.
You're saying, like the woman or so, she did not get along with her family, like, with that. That would make me question the person. That would make me, I don't know. I believe that family is important. But I understand in some situations, because they have very different types of families and family dynamics.
Yeah.
So I would want to know why this is. But there are some things where a person could tell me, but I would always try to see how I could get them back with their family for
Yeah, but then
word,
it becomes like this thing of you always trying to help them. You know what I mean? You're always trying to get them.
I don't think that it would be trying to help them, because I think that person, if they're like that, they're cool with it. They're cool with not.
Yeah.
So you're not really
There's
trying
lots
to help.
of people like that.
It'd be more
Like,
of a thing
"Oh,
where
talk
I
to
would
her."
just want to. I don't know, because I always would think that as they get older, or as people in their family, they may have wished that they were close with them. So I always, bring it up. But I would never force anybody or do it.
But because for us, family is so important. So that I think that's a hard one for me. But I think I would be okay with it as long as I understood the whole story behind it and things like that.
I definitely would be okay.
But if I saw that they had issues and they don't get along with their family, I'm like, nah, I'll see you later on that.
Exactly.
Okay, let's move on. Okay, someone that made more money than you.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
No, that doesn't
made
bother
all
me.
the money.
No, I never understood why. I think it happens more with men, where men start feeling insecure when a woman makes more money. But because it comes back to how is she treating me at the end of the day. Yeah. If she treated me like, because she makes more money, I mean, she's treating me like less than or something, it's like, okay, what the heck are you with me? I mean, if you feel this way about me, then that would kind of make me start questioning, is it to try because you have something inside of you that you don't feel good about yourself? Yeah. That you have to put me down because of this, or you're with me because I make less money than you, so therefore you can feel better, then that's a psychological problem I don't want to deal with.
That you don't want to deal with. And sometimes with money brings those psychological problems, but I don't care. You can make more money than me. I'm good with that. Okay, so let's move on. Next one is, could you be with someone who is a drug addict? Whatever the drug is. Prescription.
Don't you know that I could not? Because it's for the simple fact that I don't want to be put in a position where I have to worry about somebody. Like every time when they're gone too long, or when they don't call, I have to worry their case.
I know, you do that, man. I'm not a drug addict.
It's too much of a. I don't know. It'll be too much pressure on me. Yeah. I don't want that much pressure on me, where I have to care about somebody like their child. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if that's selfish, and I don't want to do that.
Okay, I want to say this though, because when I first saw this, I thought like, well, as long as it doesn't bother me, but really that's not a good answer to say. But I do feel like I don't know if I would be worried about them when they don't come home. I would just be worried about their well-being all the time.
Correct, that's what
health and things like that. I would just constantly
not their
be worried.
physical, but their mental health and this and that. And I would always.
That would be hard.
It's hard. It's too much responsibility. It's more responsibility than I'm willing to take on. I know that if you're with somebody, you take on responsibility. You know what I mean? But I don't know, that's too much. That's too much.
Yeah, it seems like it's too much.
I can't do it. And it would take away from my life.
Okay, this one. I'm sorry. This one is a good one. Would you want to be with someone who was murdered someone, but they murdered them in self-defense? They've been tried and went to jail. They got out. They're a good person, but they actually murdered somebody. Would you be with a murderer?
In self-defense?
Yeah,
I don't think,
we'll add that part because
If someone just a cold-hearted,
cold-hearted, that's different.
But if someone just was put in a situation where they had to defend themselves or defend someone they love, and they just, I don't think that I could hold that against somebody. I'm
not doing it.
I don't know.
I wouldn't
be thinking like that person's gonna kill me.
It would constantly be in my mind all the time. Oh no, that guy's a murderer. He's a murderer. I can't do it.
I could.
You could.
I said, if I knew a person, if I love that person,
so
do you know it prior, and then you find out during a relationship, or you just meet that person on the first day, the second time you meet them, and you're getting to know them, then they tell you
I know that starts getting complicated. I'm just saying this off the bat, I wouldn't, but that is, like, if I'm already in love with you and all of this, and we got a relationship going on, and then I find out, that would be hard.
But you're saying at the beginning,
I think it would put a strain on the relationship.
I don't think it would, myself.
Yeah.
Because I would know that person. I would know that person's heart. And I would just know it's just something that happened.
Okay, you guys, are you guys answering these questions too? Are you guys dating someone in these situations? Or are you in that situation, perhaps trying to date someone? or even married to the person. All right. So the next one, could you date a homosexual, a person that is a homosexual?
I could not.
You could not? Yeah.
I don't.
I think I could. I think at one point I said no. I was very heavily in the
You
church.
said a man who was gay?
Yeah, who's gay?
You could date a man who was gay.
Okay, I'm gonna say it this way. Like I said, I was really into the church, and it was a sin, and blah blah blah, and I just thought that it wasn't right. So I wouldn't date them for that reason, not because of who they are. But in a sense, we're all sinners. We all do things.
No. But are you saying that person's still a homosexual? Was that person
but this is the
who
thing.
had committed homosexual acts in the past? Or?
No, they're homosexual, but if they say that they are committed to me,
But they're still homosexual.
they're still homosexual.
So they're still seeing guys where there's...
No, okay, see, that's not a commitment.
Okay, then what's
That's not a
then how-
commitment. I mean, because, okay, if you think about it, homosexual is more than just having sex.
I understand,
with,
but in their mind, they're gay.
in their
they're-
mind,
they're
gay.
attracted to men.
But, okay, this is why I say yes, I would do it. It's not my ideal situation. But maybe
That's-
if you make
that's
that ideal.
unusual.
But I've just seen people who were homosexual, but now they're with women, or vice versa, however it goes, and they're content and they're good in that relationship. So I'm just saying, like, I wouldn't necessarily rule you out. Whereas I'm telling you before, I wasn't even friends. I wouldn't even be friends with a person that was a homosexual.
No, that's
Only
unusual.
because
I
that
didn't
was
think a woman was...
that would. Okay, moving on. That next one. Could you be with somebody that's obese? So we're talking about 400, 500, 600 pounds. You know, what's that show? 600, my 600 pound life or something. Could you be with that person? And you know, it's weird when you watch that show. Oftentimes they have husbands and wives, or
Correct.
girlfriends and boyfriends and stuff like that.
I don't think I could just initially just be attracted, but I don't know, but it's hard to say. Because the heart is weird, you're feeling, like you could just meet a person in there that way, and then you start talking to them, and you just, like, oh man, you know what I mean? You just start seeing their insight, you know what I mean? But I think if I had to say, I would say no, but then I also say, I don't know, because that's not a bad person. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a lot of them are not bad
could
people.
be good. Your heart can still, and that's all that really matters. So I don't think initially I would just see this person and just like gravitate toward them. But if I was sitting there and we just started having a conversation and it just, I don't know. So that's how hard it was. But initially I would, if a question, if it was a yes or no, I would say no. But then I say, who knows?
Yeah, who knows? Yeah, I guess once you get to know people, but that's actually different. But I would say no too, because once again, going back to the drug addict, I would just be always concerned about their health.
Right.
And always wondering how they are doing, even when I'm not with them, and I would constantly be trying to get them to eat salads, and it would just be this thing where I'm the one having to nurture them all the time.
Yes.
And that would be just too difficult for me. I couldn't see myself with that person. Okay, a person with a different religion than you.
I think that I'm fine with them as long as it's not they are sitting here ratifying Satan or something like that.
Exactly.
That would be scary to me. You know what I mean? That was like, what the?
Like, you ain't bringing that to my
Yeah,
house.
exactly. That's so or that whole like now I'm a part of this. I'm in love with somebody who loves Satan.
Yeah.
I don't know. That would make. I don't know. That would put a fear in my heart. That would make me think,
Yeah.
what the hell? You know what I mean? So,
I think for me, I would.
But as long as
I would be okay with it too.
somebody, you'll be okay.
I would be okay with somebody with a different religion than me. Not no devil
Worship.
demonic stuff.
Yes.
No, I'm not into that. But that's what I put that question in here, because that's one of those things where before, if you weren't in the same religion as I was, the same denomination, or even in the same church, I didn't want to talk to you. Whereas now I see people who are in different religions, who are Muslims and Christians and Buddhists and these different, and they're together and they're cohabitating or whatever they're doing, and they're just fine. So I'm not so much against it. I have matured in that way. Okay, a family that is into crime. Would you be with? Okay,
what?
Wait, I gotta give you the scenario. Okay, a family. Would you be with someone who is in a family their family is known criminals? So that they pimps and hoes, they're drug dealers, they're whatever crime is out there. The person is not into that, they have decided, but they still attend all the family functions and things of that nature. But the family is into crime, but the person you're dating is not into that crime. Would you criminalize somebody just because of their family in a sense?
I say, I don't know, that's a hard one because depending on the crime, okay? Certain people in your family is in a certain crime, it brings danger to you.
That's what I'm
No, really,
thinking.
it brings danger to them.
Exactly.
And therefore, if that person is with you, therefore it brings danger to your home. That's tough.
That's
so tough.
I can't do it. I'm telling you right now. I cannot do it. I cannot be at the cook-off wondering about what's about to pop off. I'm not doing it. Yeah, I'll see you later on that one. Yeah, I can't do it. I don't care what the crime is. I just can't live that life. Okay, could you date someone that is a virgin? Now, I'll answer this one. I don't think I could. It's just weird to me. That's a weird one. Especially at our age. We're in our 50s, pushing 60. I don't think I could do it, but I don't even know if I could have did it when I was younger. This seems weird, and I think I'm being hypocritical when I say that, because I shouldn't have that type of attitude, but it seems weird to me when a guy is a virgin.
It's different.
Yeah, it's different for a man and a woman.
Yes.
But yeah. So even now, if you were to be dating somebody, but of course you're not dating anybody, right, baby?
Who said that?
Okay, so if she was in her 50s and she was still a virgin, you would be okay with it?
I would be fine with it.
Okay.
That's not a crime. That's not a. I don't know. I don't see it.
All right. Okay. One more. Okay. Could you date somebody that's in a wheelchair?
That's a tough one.
That's a tough one for you.
That's the same thing with like if somebody 400 pounds. You say no, but if you got to know that person, I don't know.
But I think
don't see a
some
problem.
dope ass people who are in wheelchair, they're dope ass people. So I would say yes. I would. Once again, it's not like I gravitate towards you.
Right,
but if I
like,
met you and I'm like, you a cool person, and you make those 8 digits, okay, let's go. Let's roll on. I'm good. So, because this is the thing, just because people in wheelchair doesn't mean that they are all sickly and kind of stuff.
Correct.
So, yeah.
Exactly.
So, anyways, that was it. That was fun, Dave.
Tuba, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please comment.
It was interesting.
Answer some of the questions.
Yeah.
We'd like to see how you felt about those subjects we brought up.
Yeah. But one thing that I want to say, if you are in that situation, I wrote down a couple of things that you may want to consider if you are in those type of situations. So first of all, the first thing is actually listen to the person. Listen to their whole story. Really get an understanding of them. They are being vulnerable. And the next thing is for you to tell your story too. You can be vulnerable also in that relationship. That makes the relationship much better. The other thing is you have a prerogative to leave. If you don't want to be with somebody in a wheelchair, that's fine. You don't have to be with that person. It's your prerogative. You can leave at all times. And the other thing is, if you decide that you want to accept that person regardless if they killed somebody or not, no matter how much money they make, you cannot continue to hold that, or you can't hold that over them. Don't continue to always bring it up. You fell in love with the guy, he's an addict. Every time he shoots up, you can't be holding it over him and like, oh, look at you, once again, you're shooting up again. You can't keep doing that. You have accepted that, and now that's part of your relationship. So those are my tips if you are in that type of relationship.
Okay, YouTube.
All right. Until next time, good people.